Hey friends, Eddie here from filmbuZZer. On October 24th, 2025, a House of Dynamite drops worldwide on Netflix with an early theatrical release on October 9th. And I'll say it right up front, this thing hits hard. Literally. Kathryn Bigelow is back with a film that feels like a political thriller wired to high voltage. No bloated blockbuster, no mindless action spectacle, just a tense ticking countdown into the unknown. The premise is simple and yet maximally charged. An unidentified missile is detected, likely nuclear, and the US government team has about 20 minutes to decide whether to strike back, and if so, how. The twist, the film shows this critical window 3 times, each from a different perspective. First through the eyes of a staffer, then a security advisor, and finally the president. 3 versions of the same crisis, 3 decisions, 3 potential ends of the world. What gripped me wasn't so much the plot, which is necessarily limited by the setup, but how intelligently and claustrophobically it's staged. The camera sticks to the faces like a documentary, the cuts are sharp, sometimes jarring, the sound is cold, minimal but effective. You feel the tension in every scene, the sensory overload in command centers, the chaos inside people's heads. Rebecca Ferguson carries the first segment with an almost exhausting presence. Her character is smart, pragmatic, but internally torn apart. Idris Elba, as the president, brings a mix of stately calm and quiet panic to the screen, and Gabriel Basso, as the advisor, nails the tone between icy calculation and total overwhelm. All the performances are strong, but none of them are allowed to be heroes. No one saves anything here. Everyone's just trying to stay afloat, and that's the film's real strength. It doesn't show how heroism works, it shows what institutional overload looks like. Thematically, the film doesn't just skim the surface of nuclear threat, it exposes the machinery of political decision-making, or more precisely, its dysfunction. Who knows what? Who decides when? What's bluff? What's real? And what if you just don't know enough to respond at all? That's what makes the film so unsettling. It's not about the explosion, it's about the moment before. The paralyzing sense that everything could go wrong and no one can quite say why. What slows A House of Dynamite down a bit is the repetition structure. The first version grabs you, the second invites comparison. The third, at times, feels redundant. The insight to rewatch ratio drops with each repetition, even as new details are added. The emotional impact is strongest the first time. After that, it turns more analytical. That's intentional but not always engaging. Still, the film holds up, not because of action, but because of its perspective. It's uncomfortable, dark at times, almost cynical, but never hollow. It's not trying to entertain, it's trying to warn. And it does that with a formal precision that's hard to ignore. For me, it's not a perfect film, but it's a relevant one. Bold, sharp, and technically impressive. And for the feeling of needing to catch your breath once the credits roll, it earns a solid 4 out of 5. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming content. Share the video with your friends and feel free to drop us a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.